I don't have any tooth. I'll admit it. I will brag. Those players did not just go and whip that ass for us to be like, oh, good game. No, we whipped your ass. We took $800,000. Now we're partying with it.
Yeah, who cares if you're in the Power 5 conference if you don't win it, ever? Or you don't beat any of the teams in it? Like, what's the point of that? Wouldn't you rather win the conference and say, like, hey, my team is good, than lose the conference and say, well, our conference is good?
Look, they don't call me Tip for nothing. And my tip is, look out for the Group of 5 this season. They've been taking it to the Power 5 year after year.
The only quarterbacks that ever get any love are from the Power 5. I could easily list off the top Group of 5 quarterbacks I would rather have than those guys. I would be willing to bet that at least one of them is going to be in the running for the Heisman this year.
Down the middle, James, the lateral to the corner of the end zone. Can you believe that?
What's up, everybody? Matt Sprouse, Group of 5 guys here coming to you. We're releasing on a Tuesday this week. A little bit different, trying to change it up so we make sure we get the MAC games previewed and reviewed. Week 10 review, Week 11 preview. Season's winding down. Conference implications are in full swing. Some people are out of it. Nobody's totally 100% clinched anything just yet, but we got a big week. You guys make sure you follow the Group of 5 guys on all the social platforms at Group of 5 guys, where we talk about real college football for real fans. Make sure y'all like and subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and all of your podcast streaming applications. Go around the horn, see how everybody's doing. Swag Bear, how are you?
Doing good, man. Probably the best I've been in quite some time. Scotty's on fire. I am still winning games, winning the money line bets. I'm wearing a shirt that I wore 15 years ago because I've lost 15 pounds. Been running about 30 miles every day, feeling healthy, feeling great. I'm on cloud 9 right now, gentlemen. I'm feeling well, and apparently I'm a football guru. I don't believe in jinxes anymore because I'm on fire. You need any assistance? DM me on Twitter, Instagram, and I'll try to win some money in your pocket.
I'm looking forward to the people that tail all your bets coming up this weekend. Tip, how are you, sir?
And I will be one of those. I'll be going against his bets. I won't be tailing. I'm doing good. Saw earlier today the sad news out of the Mountain West that San Diego State looks like they're heading to the Pac-12. So one good team goes away, but opens up the opportunity for another team to join the Mountain West. So we'll see who that is whenever San Diego State heads to the Pac-12.
If that does turn out to be true, give me Montana or give me one of the North Dakota, South Dakota teams. I think they fit right in the Mountain West. Murph, how are you, sir?
Couldn't be better. Had a fantastic birthday last week. Got to play a little round of golf with my wife and with my beautiful new MTSU golf bag. So that was pretty awesome. And then got to take some time down in Ruston, Louisiana, where the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs call home. Got to tour those facilities, spend a little time there. Got to call the radio for the MTSU La Tech game. Just a little rough for our Blue Raiders. We're pretty beat up right now, but looking forward to reviewing all of that. And, if you wanted offense, this past weekend was the weekend for it, because we had some shootouts, high-scoring affairs, a lot of touchdown passes, a lot of yards all across the Group of 5. Man, can't wait to get into them.
Yeah, no question. And since we are releasing this on Tuesday, you guys might be watching this. This is a very important day in our country. This Tuesday, a lot of things riding on it locally, nationally, regionally. I just hope that whatever your side wins or loses, I hope that everybody behaves rationally and with reason. But if I may give you a recommendation, I've done a lot of research. I've listened to a lot of folks, a lot of experts, and I'm taking Toledo 11.5 over Ball State. Seal the deal. First place in the MAC. They're going to the championship game. I hope everybody just be careful out there in these. If you're voting, exercise your right. Be careful. Atrocious award. Jesse Grisham, Murph, cue him in.
It's atrocious. It's atrocious. Gentlemen, this past weekend, I could talk about a lot of atrocities. I could easily talk about Luke Bryan, who graduated from Georgia Southern, who is representing the Georgia Bulldogs. I could talk about the ESPN app, who was showing all the Sun Belt teams and label them as Conference USA lineup. Hell, I could talk about the atrocities of the defense shown as SMU and Houston. But that's not what I'm going to talk about here today. What I'm going to talk about here is this Saturday night, I decided to take my lovely wife. We were going to go out and have a nice dinner. I'm going to celebrate her new promotion. And we went out, had a fantastic dinner, Sprouse, at Canton Street. I think you've been there before. They went to a sports bar at one point in Roswell. Nice spot, guys. I'm talking about nice restaurants, bars, breweries. And at one point, after having our dinner and some cocktails, we went to a bar, and it's pretty late. So I'm sitting there at the bar, and I'm just watching the Alabama LSU game. It was the only game on TV. There was only one television. Playing a punk rock band in the back. People are, a bunch of middle-aged people are just jumping up and down, reliving their 90s childhood. As they're jumping up and down, I see a group of 4 individuals walking in, and long hair, button up, blue jeans, wearing sandals. Oh, so you already know those kind of guys. Comes in, and they just start headbanging to "Say It Ain't So, I Don't Wanna Go, Turn the Lights Off, Carry Me Home, oh, no, 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 no." So they're jumping up and down. As they're jumping up and down, I swear, within 10 seconds, we smell it go throughout the whole bar. If you are the son of a bitch that walks into a bar without putting deodorant on and unbuttons your shirt, and you clear out a whole freaking bar, and everybody goes upstairs, you're atrocious. I come back downstairs, the security is looking for the guy who stunk up the whole bar. I go to the bartenders and I said, "Did y'all smell that?" And they were gagging. They couldn't find the guy. It was 2 individuals, 2 guys with their shirts unbuttoned, smelling up the whole place. The band had to stop. They had to literally almost shut down the freaking bar because some jackwagon who was probably on some DRUGS was stunk up the whole place. You're atrocious. It ain't about football. It's about hygiene. And that guy gets the atrocious award. And I hope he's a group of 5 fan. He's listening to this right now. Screw you, sir. It's atrocious. It's atrocious.
Swaggy, you know a thing or two about unbuttoning those button-ups. So if you're going to do that,
and I'm going to have some Dove underneath them armpits.
Yeah, you better have some. What is
that,
Dr. Squatch?
And the worst thing is, Jeff, is I know I was one of the bigger guys there, and I started thinking, I know for a fact, people probably look at the big guy thinking, big boy over here doesn't have deodorant on. So I was so pissed off. Yeah. And at one point when the music went down, I screamed, I embarrassed Michaela. I said, "Someone put some deodorant on." I dropped the F-bomb. Kayla got a little mad at me, but it was atrocious, ladies and gentlemen. Put deodorant on. It's not hard. Don't be Matthew McConaughey. It's not cute.
Does he not wear it?
No, these guys are guys like they take pills, or they don't believe in like the stuff underneath your armpit. Like, you smell like shit, man. I'm sorry. I don't care how good looking you are. It's bad. It's real bad.
That ain't good. I'm sorry you had to ruin a nice, romantic date night out and have that happen.
I had to stop drinking. I couldn't drink because it was that bad.
Wow. That's a tough break. Yeah, guys. Wear deodorant. And if you go to group5guys.com, I don't think we have any button downs on there. We should, though. We should look at some button downs that you could kind of take all the way down to the belly button as the game goes. But make sure you go on to group5guys.com, get a hoodie, get a t-shirt, masks, phone cases, laptop cases, all that. Check it out. Jeff, we got a ton of voicemails today, and I'll let you cue them in. But a little word from Jeff Murphy to everybody right now.
Yeah, guys, the hotline, especially after that Thursday night game, the hotline was rolling. My phone was ringing nonstop, which is what we want, and we appreciate the calls, guys. We're getting so many new callers. We're getting so many new calls each week. We're going to have to put a few little stipulations on it because we want to get to everybody. We want to give everybody an opportunity to speak. So if you do want to call, hit us on the hotline, 615-900-4286. And we are just asking, guys, give us your very best, and try and limit it to one voicemail if you can. If you carry over into that second one a little bit, we'll play it. But we got, and we appreciate every single voicemail that you guys leave. But when we start getting 2-3 voicemails by the same person, it's just hard to get everybody in. So, as a courtesy to everybody, try and save your best for that one voicemail. Give it to us. We'll play it. We'll talk about it. And we got a lot of responses, a lot of back and forth this week. Steeple PC got called out last week. We'll get to him a little bit later. But our first caller we got 14 total, so we'll get to him. And if we continue to get, 10 plus guys, we'll have to, at some point, probably get the top, 7 or 8 and play those. But we're going to play them all. But again, if you guys can and you don't mind, just try and leave it to one voicemail as best you can. So, all right. And we got a new caller. So we had somebody last week call out the other Group of 5 conferences and saying that they don't call in. So we have a new caller. And this is Dan Savage, Mac fan.
What's up, Group of 5 guys? My name is Dan Savage, _live on Twitter. Hey, Terry, don't be hating on the MAC now, okay? Just because we don't get our precious little bowl games at our own side of town and we can have 10,000 people drive 200 miles to our bowl game does not mean MAC fans do not care about their football up here out north. You know what I'm doing? I'm raking leaves on a Wednesday, baby. What are you doing? Probably sitting having a cocktail. Because you guys don't have weather like we do. Y'all don't have football like we do. Now, we're playing Maction, so it's tough for these Group of 5 guys to be talking about our games because we're playing on Tuesdays. They're probably recording on Tuesdays. Now, if this message gets out before the next game, I want you guys to pay attention to that crowd Toledo's going to have against Ball State. We are on ESPN, the mothership, okay? We're not playing Wednesday, October, Sunbelt chin. We're playing Maction, baby. You look out for them Rockets. They're coming to get you. And might as well come up north, play us in Detroit for a bowl game. We're sick of going down there. We want to have a home crowd. Peace.
Appreciate it, Dan.
Great call. Dan Savage. Sounds
What
like
a name.
Should be a WWE star.
I know it, right? Yeah, that's going to be a big game. Big game
Huge
coming up.
Biggest thing going on tomorrow on Tuesday, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, Dan. All right, let's get to the next one. Now we got our boy Stu's Right from Twitter, and this is a pre-Thursday night call. This is Wednesday night.
Perfect.
Hey guys, Stu's Right from Twitter here, or Stick, or Tree, or whatever the Steeple was talking about. I don't have a clue where maybe he's cleaned his damn ears out or something. And I know he's not talking about App State playing the school for the deaf and blind. Who has Coastal ever played other than Sunbelt schools and UMass and the one fluky year against BYU? I know it's before Thursday. It's Wednesday night call, but we'll see what happens Thursday. And by the way, I've been to UL, and the gumbo is phenomenal. So, no idea what you're talking about, Steeple. I'm not sure you do either. Also, Creme Brulee sounds like a fair weather fan to me. Been down bad because of one loss and missed a week calling in. Damn, man, things must be tough. Maybe you guys do get the 6 wins and get bowl eligible. That'll bring your average win total for the years from 2015 to now up to maybe 3.3 or 3.4. Good job, man. Keep going. I'll be back Thursday night after that ball game, and I just can't wait to stomp a mud hole in Steeple and Coastal Carolina's ass. Anyways, I'll call you Thursday, and we'll rehash the ball game. Talk to you later. Go Apps.
Well, as we now know, that did not age very well. So let's get to Stu's Right.
God, I love these voicemails.
They're so good. They're the best. All right, here's his post game Thursday night. And for the record, he called 2 times before this, and so a little much. He was a little upset, so he had to re-record it. Stu's Right, post game.
Stu's Right from Twitter here. I can't believe the way that ball game ended. 3rd and 11. How in the hell can you let somebody beat you over the top? Ball game on the line. Did everything we could do to get back in there, forced a turnover, scored quick, and then we just pissed it away. Unbelievable. Getting beat 3rd and longs all night long. Just completely unacceptable. Can't wait to hear what Steeple has to say. He's going to spin it in some crazy way. Appalachian played a terrible football game and still had a chance to win it at the end. Just unbelievable. Still mad at Swag Bear. Disappointed in Sprouse. Shout out to Murph. He knows what he did. Appreciate you doing that for me, bud. I don't understand how our defense can keep getting beat like that. It's happened all year. Absolutely inexcusable. Love all the love we got from Terry Johnson and Zach from Troy and some of those guys. Hell, even Creme Brulee. We put down our swords today, united against Coastal. And I cannot believe how that game ended. Just love the fight from the guys. Wish the coaching, wish the play calling was better. Just disgusted is the only way to put it. Absolutely disgusted. What a ball game from UTEP and Rice, though. Had it on a muted side TV. At least I got to watch two teams that act like they know how to play defense and football in general. Anyways, can't wait to hear what Steeple has to say. Creme Brulee, the truce is over. Talk to you boys later. Go Ats.
As always, appreciate it, Stu.
Fantastic.
And we got the chance to do that Twitter space after the game, and man,
It was the theme, the third and longs, man.
Yeah.
They kept giving those up.
yeah, and that's a rough one.
And that's been something inconsistent with App State all year is their defense. It's been very, very inconsistent. So, interested to see how they get that improved, going forward.
Jesse?
I'm just a know-it-all. I mean, everybody, they're like, I don't understand what happened against Coastal. I don't understand. You just answered your own question in your voicemail. Your defense has been suspect all year. You think Grace McCall's not going to take advantage of your defense? Let's be real here. The first half, Coastal was beating that ass. And then second half, App State came back what they always do. The defense has got to tighten up. So,
App's
defense is
pushing-
terrible.
Well, they're pushing not even making a bowl this year. So
Yeah, it's close, and we got a caller here, a couple down the line. He makes a couple very good points, and we'll get to that here in a minute. But as always, Stu, appreciate it. Keep them coming.
Love Stu.
Oh yeah,
love you, buddy.
He's one of the best.
Sorry.
And this is what this hotline and this is what this podcast is all about. It's just bringing these fans together, putting down your swords every once in a while for a common enemy, and then you get to pick them back up again. So, all right, let's go to our boy Terry Johnson.
Steeple PC. Look what we have here. I hope you're ready, because I have nothing to say right now, aside from congratulations. Coastal Carolina did work. They did. And it pains me to say it because I f***ing hate that turquoise or whatever color uniform field that is. Yeah, they played their asses off. And, App came back, tried to make it a close game and tried to come back and win. And, that was a fun game to watch, man. It was such a fun game to watch. You're an App State fan. I know App State fans are frustrated. Me and Stu's right on Twitter were messaging each other, and we were just like, damn, it was just frustrating to watch. But it was an exciting f***ing game. Grayson McCall, I think he's a f***ing tool, but he played his ass off injured, and that defense showed up better than a lot of people expected. Got number of respect for this week. To say the Coastal fans, I'll eat crow when I'm wrong, and I was wrong. Swag Bear, even a broken clock is right, twice a day. Okay, so congratulations. I hope you got your new pair of sandals that you were looking for. You know what I'm saying? Damn, man, that was. I got nothing else to say. That was a great performance. Except for this. Teddy Gallagher, if you're listening to this, you're a fucking tool. I fucking despise you more than probably any Coastal Carolina, affiliate. Messaging Chase Bryce that last year, and then taking that out last year exposed you. I think he's a horrible example to those kids from what an athlete should be, in my opinion. Now, Teddy, if you listen to this, man, it's Terry Johnson. Please don't sue me. I know you and your daddy love suing people. With your California kid toughness or whatever the f*** you do. I think you're a fucking, garbage piece of shit person, in my opinion. But other than that, Coastal Carolina, you have my respect. Steeple, you got my respect, buddy. You're still invited to my house for jambalaya and gumbo, but you will eat everything with Louisiana hot sauce on it, and you will not besmirch Louisiana hot sauce. But when Coastal up at some point, I'll be stalking the message board and I'll be trolling. All right. But anyway, that's all I gotta say. God bless Group of Five. God bless Group of Five guys. Go Cajuns.
Appreciate it, Terry.
I was definitely on cloud 9 during that game because, I knew I pissed off a lot of app people choosing Coastal. And then I couldn't help it. I was restraining myself. It was like, once I tweet something, it's all going to change. I couldn't help it. So I just said, looks like a pretty good bet to me. And I'm talking about as soon as I hit tweet, and it was like 5 minutes left to go in the game, jackass fumbles the ball to App State. And I'm like, and then somebody goes, did you mean for that to happen? I was like, no. Oh, man. Talk about swallowing your tongue. Ugh.
Yeah. And a little bit, let me say something. We got the opportunity to interview Teddy Gallagher.
I like Teddy Gallagher.
They need
Great
to
guy.
watch that interview.
Great guy.
He seemed like a stand-up guy. I got to give it to him. And hey, there's a lot of people, myself included, from California. Don't be bagging on California, okay?
And Teddy brought up that Chase Price.
He
tweet.
did.
I thought it was pretty funny. He was like, "Yeah, I knew I jacked that up."
Yeah,
He's like,
because
I knew I messed up.
didn't he delete it, and then he thought Chase Bryce didn't see it, and then like a year later,
Then
Chase Bryce shared it. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fun, man. That's great.
Pretty cool about
Great
Chase
stuff.
Price.
Yeah, just kept the
Keeping the receipt. Yep,
That's right.
absolutely. All right, let's get to our next caller. This is a new caller, and let's just get to him. See what he has to say.
Hey, Group of Five, this is Adley calling. Listen, man, for all you haters that 72% voted App State's gonna beat Coastal, here we are. We don't lose to Coast. We don't lose to App State. Listen, we're gonna take care of business 100%. I'm here on the surf turf, taking pictures with Chauncey, with all the Coastal fans, all you that doubted us. Here we are, catching the dub. And y'all can go home, have a great bus ride home. We are Coastal Carolina, and we don't care about no App State, all right? So you can go home with App State, go home to Boone, North Carolina, which nobody cares about, and y'all can have a great night because Coastal Carolina takes care of business, and we don't care who shows up to the surf turf. We're going to take care of business. So Grayson McCall, best QB in the NCAA, no doubt in my mind.
Agreed.
Y'all can have a great night in Boone, North Carolina, which is hardly a place because nobody cares that it exists. All right? Y'all have a great night. Group of Five, keep doing your thing. Y'all are amazing. We need to keep Group of Five moving. Where the Sun Belt is more exciting than any of these conferences in the league. No doubt in my mind. You never know who's going to show up. You never know who's going to win. But here we are. Coastal Carolina owns the Sun Belt. We're going to go to the championship game. We're going to take care of business. We're going to win just like we always have. All right. Y'all have a good night. Bye.
Appreciate it, Adley. New caller.
Sprouse, all I could think about is this guy is wired up, calling the voicemail, and behind him is that guy with a broken leg that jumped out of the stand. Did y'all see that? His drop was like 6 feet.
Yeah,
This
man.
guy snaps his leg. Trying to jump on the field. So they had paramedics and stuff surrounding this guy while everybody's celebrating on the field.
Yeah, that guy. What was his name? Adley, you said?
Yeah, I think he said his name was Adley.
Tell you what, either they serve alcohol till the fourth quarter, or he snuck a couple flasks in his jeans.
Absolutely.
I don't know how he made that jump off the.
That's exactly how they all made it. Anybody sober was like, nope, not doing it.
They didn't tense up. They didn't
Go,
tense up.
bro, you got it. You got it.
Man, but what a huge game though. I mean, everybody was. You know how everybody in the Sun Belt hates Coastal, so just being a Coastal fan, like you got to give them credit. Like I'd be ecstatic and jacked too, and good for them. They're in the driver's seat.
Yep.
In that conference now, so appreciate it.
And shout out to that. They had a great crowd too.
They did. Sure
Great
did.
crowd.
App State did contribute though.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people from Boone at that game.
Yeah, but
Always is.
as we always say, it makes the difference. Show up to the games, support. That's the best thing you can do. So, all right, let's get to our next one. Second time caller, Zach, Liberty fan.
What's up, guys? Zach from the Liberty Fan here again at ZG Go Flames on Twitter. And I think you know exactly what I'm calling about. Liberty just winning a Fayetteville, Arkansas on homecoming in front of 70,000 fans, second largest crowd we've ever played in front of. And our defense tore them up. I mean, we're eating barbecue for dinner tonight. Until that last fourth quarter, they were shutting them down. And I'm so proud of this team, so proud of Coach Freeze. 8-1, ranked in the AP poll. Hopefully by the time we play this call, we're ranked in the CFP poll. We'll see. But 8-1, I'm super pumped. Future Group of 5 program. Hopefully we're going to be one of the bell cows of the Group of 5 going forward. Super proud of this team, super pumped. And I wouldn't be so quick to say that Freeze is leaving this year. Do I think he leaves eventually? Probably. Does he maybe leave this year? I would be naive to say 100% that he wouldn't leave. But it just feels like he might be sticking around one more season. Y'all can probably laugh at me and play this call again in a couple of months, and I might be wrong. But it feels like he might be sticking around a little bit longer. But we'll see. I also wanted to weigh in on the Coastal App State game on Thursday night. And I just want to say, I hope that guy from App got filled up on his Popeyes and Bojangles, because that's the only poultry he's going to be eating until Thanksgiving. I mean, that was a fun game. I couldn't watch a lot of it, but the little bit I watched the part where Coastal was doing most of their damage. And I really, of course I like McCall and most of the rest of the offense, but I really enjoyed that package they have worked out for Carpenter. So, as a Liberty fan, our old Big South rivals are Coastal. I'm supposed to hate them, but I really don't. I like what they got going on down there in Conway. So, congrats to the Beach Chickens. Can't wait to be competing against them in the future for that New Year's 6 spot, and then eventually the CFP spot for the Group of 5. So, thank y'all. Thank you as always for what you do. Also, and shout out to Terry Johnson from Louisiana. Had some good interactions with him on Twitter today. Really sorry for what's going on with that program. Hope they can get it turned around. All right, peace out, guys.
Appreciate it, Zach.
I mean, I know it was early in the year, but that's the Arkansas team that beat Cincinnati. So,
yeah, and if you're Hugh Freeze, I don't know why you would leave. I mean, I don't know. Everybody tries to tie him to the Auburn, Auburn position, and if I'm him, I'm like, I'm making really good money. I'm in a great spot. Like, why would I go into like almost a lose-lose situation? So,
well, what contract? What extension did he just get with Liberty?
It was a big one.
$5 million a year for 8 years. So it's not like he ain't leaving for the money, like leaving $500,000 for $5 million. I mean, when we were talking about the Auburn job, I mean, I don't know what it'll be, probably $8 or $9 million, but
rumor is they're willing to spend up to $10 million a year for the next coach.
I mean, that's fine. I'm just, if I'm a guy, like, if I'm making $5 million a year at a great situation, no, I'm not saying you weren't saying anything. I'm just saying, like, in my mind, like, I'm good, dude. I'm at Liberty. I'm in a great spot. I built this so far. Like, I'm going to take this thing and ride it out. But
when we always talk about, is it life-changing money? And when you go from the several $100,000 to several million, it is life-changing money. But $5 million to $10 million, are you?
I don't know. I'd like to have $5 million more.
I don't want.
I would too, but I bet you $5 million
in
in Lynchburg, Virginia, goes a lot further than in.
I don't want him to leave. I don't want him to leave.
And the stress. I could talk. The extra stress that comes with that extra $5 million going into the SEC West. I mean,
but
$5 million a year for the next 8 years. He's probably going to win 8 conference championships in Conference USA. So I mean, he has a good gig going right now. I hope he doesn't leave.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I appreciate it, Zach.
I got 3 eye rolls from Grisham on that sequence alone.
I don't want. Well, I know we're on the voicemails for a while. I can talk about this for a while. I don't want him to leave. I think he's at a great spot at Liberty. I think he's going to grow. If he stays, he can grow Liberty to maybe get them to a Power 5 conference. He wants to go, but he has been in the SEC West. He has beaten the great Nick Saban at Ole Miss. His competitive nature, I'm sure, what Auburn is telling him is, look what you did at Ole Miss. Come to Auburn, win a national championship. That's why I think he's their number 1 candidate. I think he will leave to go to Auburn. I don't want him to, but I think he's probably their number 1 guy.
Yeah, that's probably the main selling point is branding wise, you're not winning a national championship at Liberty. Even if you go undefeated, you're just probably going to get shafted. More than likely. At Auburn.
Right now you're not, but
Right.
You can grow it to be
right.
like Cincinnati.
Auburn is probably sitting there saying like, look, dude, you come over here and win 10 games, you're in the playoffs.
But then yet he may have a thing against SEC because they didn't leave on good terms.
Right.
So he might say, I'll stay at Liberty. Hope so.
Yeah.
Go to the next voicemail, Jeff.
Let's do it. We got our boy Zachary Brenner post game after the Troy game.
Trojans, baby, got it done. Zachary Brenner, y'all know who it is. It was an ugly ass game for 3 quarters offensively. It was fucking ugly as hell. So I'll fucking take it. The dub's a dub. Shout out to Terry. Me and Terry, we both equally fucking hate Coastal, Trojan Nation. Let's fucking ride. Smoking on that fucking Sunbelt pack tonight. Coastal.
Appreciate it, Zachary.
Well, they about blew it. They about let South Alabama right back in there.
Yeah, they did.
Big time comeback and then big time kicker at Troy, huh? Something
what you
we've been
need.
talking about. Yep.
Too many missed field goals, by group of 5 kickers where you lose games. It's nice to see him make a couple. So appreciate it, Zachary. And now let's get to old Terry Johnson's post game.
Group of 5 guys. I'm on the edge of a cliff right now. I'm just trying not to step off.
Back up, Terry.
Give up a 17-0 lead in the second half to a good Troy team. Shout out to Zach Brenner, who were going back and forth, messaging each other, and just couldn't close it out. Play calling, poorly managed the game. I'm losing faith in Dez every day. I know I called at the beginning of the season, saying he could get it fixed. And hey, he still can, but the faith is just waning, and, we probably ain't going to make it to bowl eligibility. People, buddy, I know you're listening, man. Let me have it. Just don't you say shit about Louisiana hot sauce, I swear to God, but just let me have it, bro. I got the Vaseline ready. I'm ready to take my licks, especially the rest of you, the other, the other teal birds, listen. I got nothing else to say. You can't give up, 23 unanswered points to a good team, But hey, hope Troy does well in the conference championship game. God, I hope he beats you, teal. Jesus Christ, I can't stand you. But hey, if you teal birds want to with me, Terry Johnson, T Money 72, my DMs are open. Come with me. Especially you, Teddy Gallagher, whatever. If you want to talk some I don't care. I'll take y'all on. But I deserve it. I talk a lot of shit. God bless Group of 5. God bless Group of 5 guys. Go Cajuns.
It's rough.
Jeff, I don't think we
Cajun
give you
Nation.
enough appreciation all that you do week to week, especially all the editing you go through these voicemails.
Dude, I mean, I meant to say something at the beginning. My cutting time has doubled in the last week. It's just,
If we would have made that swear jar we said we were going to make, none of us, we'd never work another day in our lives with these guys calling. Holy hell.
I feel like if we didn't bleep these out, YouTube would already kicked us off the network because of all the F-bombs.
Yeah.
but man, Terry, as always, appreciate it. And he had another voicemail that I'm trying to condense these things down and essentially just kind of calling out the Cajun Nation, for the pitiful showing that they had at that game. So, Sprouse, you got anything on that?
I have a lot on that, but the main thing is this, and I don't want to blame the fans because it's the job of the team and the athletic department to make the fans want to come. You can't force people to come. But it's just another example of when fans say all the excuses of why they don't come. I mean, you're looking at the team, the program that's been the premier Sunbelt program, them and App, for the last 3 or 4 years. They're a 500 team with a whole new staff, a whole new roster, and you got the conference favorite in town, and that's what you get, man. That's bad. And what that does is you combine that with the team starting to struggle a little bit. It's going to crush recruiting. It's just going to all the energy in that facility is going to be draining week by week by week. You keep having less people show up, you keep losing, you're going to start losing recruits. I don't know, dude. It ain't good in Lafayette right now.
Sprouse, I put a tweet out from my personal account and ended up getting a lot of retweets, and I had people argue with me. All I said was, for clarity purposes, Georgia Southern and Louisiana probably would have won those games if the fans would have showed up. But instead, they went to go watch the Power 5. I can't tell you how many people were trying to argue with me, saying how the fan support doesn't matter between the hashes is what causes wins. 7 to 10 points. 7 to 10 points.
Anybody that says that is so you watch the first. Sorry to cut you off, Jess.
No,
you watch the first couple series of the Coastal App State game, and every single play that Coastal made, every defensive player made some type of gesture to the crowd, got the crowd in it every single time for like the first, and that's when they won that game. That little sequence right there. Every time a team goes on the road, what's a big road game? What's the thing every coach says preseason? We got to weather the storm. We got to weather the storm of the crowd. We got to get the crowd out of this game. Every coach at every level has said that from the beginning of time since the damn Roman gladiators. Got to get the crowd out of it. Yes, sir. Sorry.
Unshun the Power 5 real quick. Do you think that Georgia demolishes Tennessee with that home field advantage?
Probably.
Yeah, maybe so. Okay, well, do you think LSU beats Alabama without that home field advantage? I'm saying, but the crowds make a huge difference.
They do.
Port's a lot of Group of 5 teams here.
Yeah, well, you talked about those games, and I mean, penalties by themselves. I mean, you go, and I hate to keep talking about the Power 5, but you look at when Tennessee beat Alabama, what'd they have, like 10 false start penalties? And then you look at when Georgia beats Tennessee, Tennessee's the one false starting all the time. So, like, it's not like we're just putting out some random number thinking, oh, it helps. It's like it's obvious. 10 false start penalties, just 50 yards. Yeah. I mean, those are drive killers. 1st and 15 instead of 1st and 10. I mean, come on, guys.
And Murph can talk more about it, but like from the offensive side of the ball, like when you're on the road in a crazy tough environment, like going from like an audible snap count like at a home game versus like a silent snap count, like the whole offense, like everyone's got to be in sync. And if the slightest little bit's off, that's where the penalties and that's where the mistakes and stuff come from.
Well, and that's where that's why they're false starting all the time, because they're trying to gauge what their quarterback's cadence is, and they can't hear anything, and they know damn well if they get off late, that defensive end across the way is
exactly.
Gonna,
you know what they're doing. Right. They're watching the ball like the defense is, and so the defensive end times up the jump. Your sacks are gonna double, maybe triple during a home game.
Yep.
Jeff's like, come on, guys, we got voicemails to get to.
Yeah, well,
you're good. I could talk about this all day. It's such an advantage. It's called home field advantage for a reason. Shit, I mean, it's not like.
Yeah. Dude, and then think about being a left tackle and you got a defensive end that's a damn good player, and you false start. Now it's 1st and long, so now it's a passing down. So now the DN's going to tee off. So now that left tackle, oh boy, now this DN's going to. So now if you don't false start and you get off late, now you give up a sack. Now your head is just going,
yep.
Oh shit, I'm either going to jump, I'm going to give up a sack, or they're going to take my ass out. Yeah. Anyway. Go on, Jeff.
It's all good points, boys. Go to the games.
That's it.
Message. That's it. It's really not that difficult. All right, we got Jonathan. He is a Troy fan up next.
Hey, Group of 5 guys. This is Jonathan. Just wanted to give y'all a call. First time caller. Heard about the podcast about 2 or 3 weeks ago from a couple former teammates of mine from Troy. All I gotta say is, how about them damn Trojans, baby? What about that fourth quarter performance on defense? 14 total yards, 1.4 yards per carry, 0 for 5 passing, and 4 drives. 3 of them are 3 and outs. All I got to say is, what in the hell do you think those Cajuns fans are thinking right now? I saw several of them Cajuns' mouths drop, and all I saw was toothless Cajuns all over the damn place. Anyways, curious about y'all's opinion on the top 3 Group of 5. top 3 Group of 5 teams and also top 3 Group of 5 conferences. Keep up what y'all are doing. Love it.
Appreciate it, Jonathan. Pretty incredible defensive performance.
Top 3 teams. I mean, you got to put Tulane in there right now.
Gotta be Tulane.
Tulane's got to be.
I mean, I think our power rankings, you just go 1, 2, and 3 pretty much.
Yeah, I mean Troy's close. I mean, I think I have Troy right there at like 5. I think in our poll they were at 7. It's a lot of it's interchangeable. I mean, right now Tulane has proven it better than anybody else has. So, but other than that, I mean, sometimes you look at UCF, looks awful, loses by a couple touchdowns to ECU, but then they look fantastic. They beat Cincinnati, and then Cincinnati the same way. So, which I do think, by the way, side note, I do think that UCF is getting a pass. UCF is getting a little bit of Power 5 treatment by the polls right now because they lost to ECU bad only a couple weeks ago, and they just have gotten a pass for it. And ECU, all the poll, the AP's got UCF ranked. The playoff's going to have UCF ranked. I don't know about that. And
I have ECU ahead of.
I did too.
UCF, but I don't know.
And it's kind of tough too because then you get these teams that are like maybe they were down a little bit at the beginning of the season, but now they're starting to like heat up. Teams like Boise State and Fresno State. Jake Hayner's back, and I mean they are rolling right now.
Really good.
So I mean, you could argue that 2 teams like that, are top 5. We have them ranked 9th and 10th in our most recent poll, but I mean, yeah, a lot can change, as the season goes on.
What's your top 3 conferences, Sprouse? 1 to 3.
And I preseason I would have said Sun Belt, but the best teams from the Sun Belt haven't exactly proven it. Man, I think the Mountain West has the most really good teams. Okay, I roll 2 eye rolls there.
I just didn't expect that.
I mean, I do. I think they have the most.
They're the worst.
The Mountain West?
West of the mountain, yeah.
What?
No, because Boise could beat anybody at any time. Fresno could beat anybody at any time. San Jose State.
Fresno lost to UConn.
Yeah, without Jake Hayner.
It's one player.
Yeah, Air Force could beat anybody at any time.
Yeah, he's without the best player on your team.
I think Sunbelt still.
I think top to bottom Sunbelt is.
I think Sunbelt's number 1. I go Sunbelt. I go American, and then I'm gonna go. I'm gonna honestly say. I hate to say it. I'm gonna go MAC. I like the MAC. I think the MAC's number 3, with Conference USA at 4, and then Mountain West 5. Jeff, nothing against them.
No, Mountain West at 3.
Hold on.
Let's not listen to the guy that's been on fire betting here.
You had one game where you got right that I had right too. Look, here's the deal. The Sun Belt. Here's why I wouldn't put preseason. I would have said the Sun Belt, but who's really good in the Sun Belt right now? Coastal and Troy.
Coastal
South
Carolina,
Alabama,
South Alabama, Georgia Southern, James Madison.
Southern Miss has had good games.
What do you think, James Madison?
James Madison got beat by like 30 points.
Marshall beat Notre Dame. I mean,
yeah, and then dropped eggs like right after.
Now starting to peak, and they're looking really damn good.
They're all similar.
Beat Tulane.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, jeez. Okay. I mean, you're picking one game at a time. So then if you could say Southern Miss beat Tulane, and then you could say the American is awful then because Tulane is by far their best team, and they lost to Southern Miss.
Kansas State.
And
everybody
Big 12. Big 12 is maybe the worst conference in all of football.
Yeah.
Pretty bad.
Anyways, well, we got to
believe
keep
you said the Mountain West is the worst. That's like the most idiotic statement you've ever made.
I'll put some stats out there and prove it.
We'll get that next episode. We got to get the rest of these voicemails.
God, we have to go through our game picks and everything. This is gonna be the longest podcast ever.
Oh. You quit rolling your eyes. We wouldn't have to address you every.
Just let me roll. Just let me roll.
You're like, not even an eye roll, dude. It's like a.
I cannot control it, Sprouse. It's just, if I don't agree with something, I roll. You should see me at work. My colleagues hate me.
I bet they do. I mean, God.
Surprised you haven't been fired yet.
Everybody hates me. Go to the next voicemail.
I love you. All right, Jim Cowart called again on his drive.
Group of 5 guys, good morning. This is Jim Cowart. Again, making my call on my morning commute to work. Hope y'all had a good weekend. I really did not. Eagles lost. Always sucks to take an L, but hey, that's football. Anyway, man, my thoughts on our game this weekend. Again, our kind of lack of depth on defense kind of gets exposed from time to time, and that happened again to a really good South Alabama team. And that's just my take. I still think that our team shows improvement. I think Clay Helton and his staff are doing a wonderful job. Will Harris, the coordinator, I think he does do a good job. I think he does put good schemes together. Again, I just think he's building on his depth, man. We played a lot of young guys, which is a good thing, I guess, looking forward to the future. So, all's not lost there. We got 3 more games left in Louisiana, Marshall, and App. Marshall and App are both at home. So those are going to be awesome. I'm going to go ahead and say it now. If you live in the Statesboro area, Savannah area, drive up there and watch some awesome football games from 3 storied programs, man, that have a lot of history, especially Georgia Southern and App. Go up there, support these guys. They support you. They support your community by being there. I think Georgia Southern can win out. If they play their cards right, I think we can win 3 more games this season. Just curious what your guys' thoughts are on it. Hope you have a great week, and go Eagles.
Appreciate it, Jim. I think they can do it.
Look at their schedule right now.
They just got to put all 4 quarters together. I mean, a lot of games they start out like hot and then kind of cool off offensively.
Let me tell you a game they're definitely going to win. They're going to beat App State. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think they can win out. App State for sure. Louisiana for sure. Marshall might be a close game, but it's at home.
If there's one thing we know about this season is nothing is for sure.
Nothing's for sure. Nothing's for sure. You're right.
So, but Jim, appreciate it. Let's get to the last. I saved him for last. He's got a couple here, and I think he deserves it because he got called out by multiple people. And as again going forward, we will not be playing multiple voicemails after this episode, but I feel like Steeple deserved this. So Steeple PC.
Hey, group of 5 guys. How you doing? This is Steeple _PC _51. You knew this call was coming. Woo! What did Ric Flair say? To beat a man, you have to beat the man. I think Coastal got it done. I couldn't call y'all after the game because I was too hyped. All that liquor and beer that was running through me was going to my head, and I swear, I felt like Bear on the other night. So I had to wait a whole day. It's Friday to calm down to give you guys a call. Because there are some things I want to say and some people I want to address. Now, the other Sun Belt, I will call after Saturday. But once again, when you play early and you do what you have to do, we're allowed to come on the forum and light some people's asses up. So first off, I wish I could get a cue in from you, and because this is atrocious.
It's
atrocious. Bear, never think about leaving the show. I would be mourning. I would probably stop calling, probably, if you left the show. So that, first of all, would be atrocious.
Someone loves me.
Bear, don't stop drinking. Don't stop getting in that situation. I used to work for a company that made the pens. Hey, man, me and you can put on a couple pair, drink till we're stupor, and piss all over ourselves if we have to. Right. Secondly, I want to address Mr. App State fanatic, crazy, loony, whoever the hell he is. I first want to tell that no teeth having, Daniel Boone looking, Little House on the Prairie looking women Bigfoot chasing, no football playing ass state to keep our name out your mouth. Smack, Chris Rock. Listen, man, y'all talk all that and y'all got embarrassed.
He's cracking
Simply
himself up.
embarrassed. Stick, I don't want to hear nothing from you. Don't even come this way. And I know you still must be hungry. Somebody's hungry because I know you ate Tuesday, you ate Wednesday. So I know you're still hungry. Like I said, you ate Tuesday, you ate Wednesday, and you were supposed to eat Thursday. But obviously you didn't eat no Myrtle Beach yard bird. You know what? I think you probably got full on that possum and beaver meat you probably ate before you came out the woods. Because what all you took Thursday night was a straight up ass whooping. Guys, we control our own destiny. We control App State. Next is Southern. And Bear, do not bet on Southern. Don't do it. Do not do it. This is my one word of advice. Don't do it. Because just like Georgia State, they're going to break your heart. Anyway, I know y'all want me to tell y'all the delicacies in Conway and Myrtle Beach. I will do that on our next after Troy stumbles, after Louisiana stumbles, after the rest of the Sun Belt stumbles, at the awe of watching Coastal Thursday night take it to App State ass. I can't get enough of saying it. Anyway, guys, can't wait to see you guys in Conway. Peace.
Appreciate it, Steeple. I mean, he deserves he deserves to have his moment in the sun.
He does. It's really looking like Conway's going to host, it looks like.
Looks like it's going to go through Conway, that's for sure. But anything can happen.
Yeah, that was a great call. I'm sorry.
Does he have another one?
He does. Dude, should we get it? That's the last one. It's the Sunday one. Might as well let him have it, right?
Let him go. Let him go. It's
All
already a long podcast.
Yeah, let's get it. It's a good one.
Hey, group of five guys. How you doing? This is Steeple _PC _51. It's Sunday afternoon, and I had a chance to reflect on Saturday exploits between my other Sunbelt adversaries. And I really don't like talking about other teams, but since we're venting and letting out our other ideas of other teams on your show, I found it time to reflect on the disastrous, notorious, atrocious performances from some of our fellow Sunbelt teams. There have been some great falls of civilization. Pompeii, the Roman Empire, the Mayan civilization. But nothing was worse than watching GSU, Georgia Southern, Louisiana, and Texas State give up leads to their fellow Sunbelt teams and lose total momentum and give up the game. I almost felt sorry for them. Almost. But I digress. I'm not going to go into it. I hope you guys talk about it because some of that was just hard to watch. But I came back on here to let you guys know some of the delicacy. I said I was going to call back and let you know some of the delicacy that we indulge in Conway. And believe it or not, Bulldogs, They tasted pretty good. Buffalo,
Okay.
they were pretty good also. We had panther meat. Oh man, oh that was delicious. We've had an eagle. We've had a hawk. Hell, we got so full in our smorgasbord, we had a whole thundering herd. Awesome. Now we're not cannibals, so we didn't eat the knights or any dead mountaineers that we found around. We just pecked their eyes out and hit them with our little thorns.
Take the eyes
and
out.
sent them on their way. But I tell you one thing I'm not going to eat is crow. We have represented 8-1, leading the Sun Belt East. As I said before, can't wait to see you guys in Conway. Oh, and my specialty drink for the night was a combination of the Yuengling Flight with Michelob Organic Gold and some Crown Apple with pineapple juice. Absolutely amazing. Anyway, Barry, hope you took my advice about Southern, so we made some money. Anyway, last but not least, Sprouse, congratulations on your son. Can't wait till he grow up to become a linebacker. See you in Conway.
Appreciate it, Steeple. You're the man.
I love that guy.
Well, appreciate the calls, man. Keep them coming in. And like I said, try and keep it to one if you can. Give us your best spot, and we'll play it and we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah, no question. Those were great. So we got to talk about Week 10. We hit a lot of the Sun Belt stuff, obviously, with those calls. But I'm just going to go around real fast, start with Swag Bear. Headline from Week 10. What do you got?
Man, Coastal over App State. Not to talk trash or just, beat a App State Mountaineer while they're down. Coastal's offense, they were awesome. 476 yards total offense. And go back to Rick Stocksville MTSU days. There's the phases of the ball game you got to win, fellas. And they won the turnover battle. They won the big play battle. They were the most physical team because they outrushed App State by more than 100 yards. And let's be honest, Grayson McCall is that dude. I know that there's a debate on who's the best group of five quarterback. I'm going Grayson McCall all day. Make fun while you want, call him names, say his personality's like crap. But the guy had 253 yards, threw 2 touchdowns, and he had a huge third down conversion. Was it 2 minutes and 25 seconds left to go to the game? He hits Jared Brown for a 47-yard, 3rd and 11. Horrid defense by App State. I know it's haunting the Mountaineers, but Coastal Carolina came out and handled business. And like we said all show, they control their own destiny.
Yep. Tip, what do you think? Headline of the week.
Ohio beating Buffalo as bad as they did. They've won 4 games in a row since their loss to Kent State. They're playing good football at the right time, and I think they are probably the favorite in the MAC now.
Tip, I chose the wrong green team in the MAC because
Yes,
Ohio is the real deal.
Yeah.
Curtis Rourke might
That's what I
be
was
the
just gonna
best
say.
quarterback in the MAC right now. I mean, he is slinging it. He's like 13th in the country right now in passing yards. He only has 4 interceptions. Killing it.
Yeah, they look good. They're hot, too. Hot at the right time. Murph, what do you think? Week 10 headline.
Man, I'm going to have to go SMU. I mean, that game was an offensive clinic, not much defense being played. Check out these stat line, guys. Let's just start with Clayton Tune because he had a pretty nice game. 527 yards passing, 7 touchdown passes, 111 rushing yards, and 1 touchdown rushing. So that's 8 total touchdowns. Now, Tanner Mordecai, 379 yards passing, 9 total touchdowns passing, and 1 rushing touchdown. And I tagged I think it's at SMU commentator because we were going back and forth the other day. He said that SMU should be ranked on our list, and after that performance, I mean, they look good. He said that they're going to win their last 4, and that was a big one on that last 4 of that schedule. So we'll see if he ends up being right. But SMU, man, they 140 total points. That's just nuts.
That's ridiculous. Who do they got left? I know they got Tulane left.
Which that'll be a big one. Let me look it up real quick.
But yeah, that was ridiculous. I mean, and Tune, honestly, I mean, he had 3 picks too, and that's probably what kept them out of that game. Because he didn't look so hot at first.
And that SMU team is as hot as their offense is, and that's what worries me a little bit about Tulane. I mean, they're not getting the praise they should be, I think, for the AP voters, but they haven't played that kind of offense yet. I mean, they're a very, very good defense. Like, they're 16th ranked right now in yards per game. But when they start playing, UCF, SMU, and Cincy, those 3 games, we're going to see how good Tulane is. Tulane fan all the way. I'm a Green Wave fan. I hope they pull it out. But huge test for Tulane.
SMU's got South Florida, Tulane, and then Memphis.
South Florida, look out for the Bulls. For me, I got to go Air Force, boys. Commander-in-Chief trophy, outright, first time since 2016 for the Falcons, and they shut down Army. I mean, that was we knew it was going to be another low-scoring, super close game, but they controlled that game the whole way through pretty much. So shout out to Air Force for that. And then also just wanted to bring this up. I know we had a long show, but I don't know if y'all watched the Louisville James Madison game. But there was a little brawl for a second, and if I had an atrocious award, I would give it to Malik Cunningham, okay, Louisville's quarterback. So he's running, and he's about to go out of bounds, and he stiff arms James Madison's linebacker and grabs him by the face mask and pulls him from the out of bounds line all the way through the bench into the wall. And what happens is James Madison's linebacker ends up what looks like just tackles him out of bounds, rams him into the wall of the stadium. So they review it, and Madison's linebacker, and then there's a big brawl. And then Malik Cunningham, though, this is why he's like running his mouth as if he didn't cause the entire thing. And he's looking over at James Madison like they did something wrong. And I mean, that game, Louisville ended up beating them by quite a bit, but it was relatively close at that point.
Yeah.
And it kind of sealed the deal for Louisville on that. But it was a weird play, and I don't know. I can't stand when players do that crap, when it's like they completely start something and then they're running their mouth like they're innocent, whatever. But anyway, that's all I got on that. Jeff, you got a Southern Roots Radio read for us?
I do. So we partner with Southern Roots Radio, and you can find them at southernrootsradio.com, at Southern Roots Radio on all the social media. Man, they play some fantastic music. It's an online radio station, so you can go to their website or download the app associated with it and stream all types of great music. And it's connecting the storytelling and twang from Classic Music Row, the grit and blues from Beale Street, and the rhythm and soul coming out of the Singing River and Muscle Shoals. Go check them out. They play our show on Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Central Time and Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. Central Time. So we appreciate them playing our stuff. So
no doubt.
then I got to spend some time down in Ruston, Louisiana, boys. Got to get a facilities
I didn't
tour.
want to talk about that game, by the way. Honestly, it's getting to become indefensible. I mean, can't do it.
Yeah, I mean the biggest thing I'll say is, they just can't get healthy, and you have Frank Peasant, who is really your only healthy running back. So, and they had the freshman, I can't remember his name off the top of my head for right now, I don't know why, but the freshman running back as well. And then they were using DJ Riles, who's their freshman quarterback at running back at times. So you're limited there. Gathings was out. He did not play. You had all other injuries, and then Jalen Lane goes out, and then Cunningham leaves the game, which looked like a concussion. So they just can't get healthy, man. But, I mean, you got to give credit to Louisiana Tech. I mean, they got their quarterback, Parker McNeil, back. He looked really good. They took shots down the field, and then they pounded the rock. So, I mean, they did exactly what they were supposed to do in a game like that. You know, you're at home. So, but, yeah, I mean, the Blue Raiders, they got to find ways to win in games like that where, you know, it's close for a while and things might not be going the exact way they want. But it just seems like in games like that, they can't figure it out. But
Why
anyways,
does it seem, and this goes for a lot of different schools, but it seems like for a long time now, they're always hurt. Everybody's always beat up. Do you think it's a situation where they're getting injured more than everybody else, or the injuries are just so noticeable because there's no depth? And then go ahead.
No, I was going to say it's a little bit of that. But I mean, at the same time, like, Gathings is one of your best receivers. Lane is one of your best receivers. DJ England Chisholm has been battling in back problems all year long. So, like, he's not even really 100%, you know? I mean, it's just, I don't know why, but I think the lack of depth definitely hurts them. And you're seeing that, like, more than anything on the offensive line where you're seeing that. Because, I mean, it's not like, you know, if one of your multiple starters are out on the offensive line, it's not like where you can just put a guy out in the slot and you may or may not use them. It's like they're getting live bullets every snap. So that just ends up hurting you more. But go ahead.
Well, no, I mean, you saw the lack of depth with James Madison, too, finally catch up to them because they're now late in the year. People are starting to get injured. But I don't know, man. It just seems like maybe it's just because we follow middle so close, but it just seems like every year there's guys that are always out. And I don't know. Maybe you got to look at the strength and conditioning program. Maybe you got to look at the athletic training program, something, because these guys are just always hurt and there's nobody coming in. I don't know. But talk about La Tech facilities and stadium real fast.
Yeah, absolutely. The facilities were awesome. Probably a little bit smaller in certain areas than some of the other ones we've been, but locker room was very nice. They had a lot of these updates done not super long ago, but my favorite part of the whole stadium, I would say, is where I don't know if you want to call it the convention center. It's like wherever they have like the high dollar like boosters and donors. Like it's this nice area where there's tables, and then like their premium seating. They have these chairback seats that are in the end zone, and it overlooks the field. And I think that's like the best spot, you know, in the house at that stadium. Their weight room was perfect. I thought it was a great size. It's, you know, looks out onto the field in that end zone. It's got a little turf, you know, blue turf strip in it. It's got everything you need, all the racks, pretty well up to date. They use every bit of the space very well that they have. And they're going to be doing some other upgrades as well, as far as like the visitors locker room and all that sort of thing. And then the press box was just recently a few years back redone, and one of the nicest press box we've been all year. So La Tech's got good facilities down there, and they're getting some recruits, and they're a good team. I like the Bulldogs a lot. So,
well, talk about the turmoil at Louisiana in Lafayette, and then
could be pulling some
La
recruits.
Tech can get something going, start getting some recruits. That's right. Guys, we're going to get into the Week 11 preview. This is brought to you by Prize Picks. You guys download the app, use our promo code GOFG. They'll match you up to $100. They're always running a bunch of promos on there. They'll give you some free points on player props. Give you, I think one week they had Tom Brady at a half a yard passing that everybody was able to capitalize on. Week 11, you got 3 non-conference games. You got Notre Dame at Navy. You got UMass at Arkansas State. And you got Army at Troy. Interesting. You guys thinking any upsets, anything crazy happening there?
I don't want to say upsets, but that Army at Troy, anytime you play, you know, one of the academies, triple option type style offense, I mean, I know Troy's defense is great, but you just never know with those games how it can dictate the time of possession, the clock, all that stuff. So that'd be one to watch out for. I think Troy wins, but just keep an eye on it.
I agree. I think the other ones are probably not close.
Yeah.
So going into the American Conference. So here's what you got in the American. So ECU can put themselves into second place in the American with a win over Cincinnati because they've already beaten UCF and would have the tiebreaker. Cincinnati would need a win and a Tulane win over UCF, and then a UCF win puts UCF in first and puts Tulane in second. So a lot, and they all play each other this week, a lot riding. You got ECU at Cincinnati Friday night. Cincinnati 5.5-point favorites. Going to open the floor, start with Swag Bear. What do you think?
Make it quick. Cincinnati at home. I like it. -5.5. Take the points. So I think Cincinnati handles East Carolina.
Tip?
I think Cincinnati's feeling. I think they got a lot of pressure going in this game, and ECU. I mean, what pressure they have. Like, what do they have to lose in this game? Keaton Mitchell's back. He's healthy. He's looking great. Since he's been giving up a decent amount of rushing yards on defense, they've given up 142 per game this season. Both teams have played UCF. ECU beat them since he lost to them. UCF in that game had success running the ball against Cincinnati. They had 4 players that had 5+ carries, so they had at least 5 carries, and all 4 of those players had over 4 yards per carry. So I mean, if Keaton Mitchell, he's averaging 7.1 yards per carry this season. So if he's averaging 4, 5, 6, 7 yards per carry in this game, I think they have a legit shot of going into Cincinnati and upsetting them. ECU coming off the bye, so they've had 2 weeks to rest and prepare for Cincinnati. I think Cincy wins a close one at home, but I would not be surprised if East Carolina goes in there and upsets them.
They should not have beat BYU. ECU is not as good as people think. That coach tries to let them lose games. He's going to do something stupid against Cincinnati, I'm sure. Probably go for them 4th and 15. Cincinnati. Y'all are drinking the purple milk for some reason. Y'all are all about it.
Well, if I may, last week you got on here and talked about how great UCF is because they've been so consistent and this and that when ECU beat them.
I was wrong. I corrected myself.
Well, so that's another win for ECU, though. That's a good win.
Yeah, but that's UCF. They're a roller coaster. I mean, hell, Memphis.
Murph, what do you think in this one?
Give me a gallon of the purple milk. I want it all.
Me too.
ECU goes on the road. They played very well on the road. And I just think you have Keaton Mitchell, who's an incredible running back. He can catch it out of the backfield. He's healthy as he's been all year. Give me the Pirates on the road. I think they win this game, and they put themselves in a spot to possibly get into the championship.
Yeah, and I did misspeak a little bit. ECU needs to win, and they need Tulane to beat UCF in order to put themselves in a spot for the championship game. I like ECU too. I don't think Cincinnati. I know y'all are saying ECU's not that good. I roll number 12. Cincinnati's not that good. They barely beat Navy this past weekend. They lost to what turns out to be a not very 10 points.
10 points to a team that controls the ball. You watch Notre Dame and Navy this week. I guarantee Notre Dame does not win by 17 points because Navy's going to control the ball. They're going to ground and pound and take time off the clock. It's hard to beat the crap out of a team that's a triple option. You should know this, Sprouse.
I do know it, but Navy hadn't been a good one. But yes, but Cincinnati, they just haven't been consistent. They've been sloppy all year long. They've been winning every game they've won has been pretty close, and they just haven't looked the part. But Friday night at Nippert, it's going to be rocking, that's for sure. The other big game, UCF at Tulane. Tulane, 2-point favorites at home. Swag Bear.
Beats the shit out of Gus Malzahn. Tulane's defense shows up. Michael Pratt probably throws for 3 touchdowns. Love Tulane, love the Green Wave. They go up to probably rank 14th, maybe 13th in the country after this game.
Tip.
So it looks like UCF's going to be getting John Rice Plumlee back for this game after his concussion. But it doesn't matter. I'm riding the Green Wave. Tulane wins this game at home.
The Green
Murph?
You know I'm a California kid. Give me the surfboard because I'm riding the wave down in New Orleans. I think they take care of business. I'm just not sold on Gus or his bus.
UCF win.
He's wearing a Florida hat.
Yeah, Florida hat on. Florida guy. Got a Miami Marlins t-shirt on. I like UCF. I thought John Rice Plumlee put his helmet on like he was about to go in this past weekend, and then they didn't put him in, so I don't know what happened. I will tell you this. I'm going to give you a little intel on the American Conference. Southern Methodist University coming off a 77-point production against maybe the worst defense in all of college football in the Houston Cougars. South Florida Bulls 0-5 in the conference. Jeff Scott gets fired. Interim head coach at home. South Florida Bulls cover. They do not win. But rumors swirling. I got through the message boards, through the social medias, rumors swirling on mutual interest between John Gruden and South Florida.
No chance John Gruden goes to South. That's funny. There's no chance John Gruden goes to South Florida.
Why? He lives there. He's at all the Gruden QB camps took place on South Florida's campus using South Florida's receivers.
I know where he lives.
Oh. No, you don't. You just made that up.
I know he's from Tampa. He coached the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, won a Super Bowl with them. He literally talked about it every Monday night. All right, I'm sorry.
But the more, yeah, that's a rumor. But the more, I do agree. I think it's a little unrealistic. But Willie Simmons, FAMU head coach, who we all know very well, offensive coordinator at Middle Tennessee for a year while we were there. So, I think that would be a pretty damn good hire.
I like Willie.
Going on to Conference USA, South Florida, man, God bless. They are in every game in the first half, and then they got to be the worst second half team in the history of football. It's so bad. Every week I'm like, here it is. This is the week, and they can't do it. They were favored this past week too. Conference USA, it's looking like UTSA, although they did escape UAB double overtime, but UTSA and North Texas both control their own destiny. UTSA undefeated. North Texas only loss is to UTSA. But North Texas got to go on the road to UAB, and UAB is 6-point favorites in this game. Jesse Grisham, what do you got?
I like North Texas on the road here. I feel like that's when they put most of their points. I'm taking North Texas against UAB. So +6. Actually, take a money line. You heard it first. North Texas. They're hot.
Tip.
Man, I am agreeing with the Swag Bear way too much. I don't know what's going on here.
I'm hot.
I'm nervous about North Texas defense, though, in this game. I don't think they're going to be able to stop Dwayne McBride. But honestly, no one's been able to slow him down. But North Texas, their offense is, they're rolling right now. They're looking good. And I'm pretty sure I said the same thing about North Texas's defense, about being worried about them whenever they went up to Western Kentucky and played, and they beat them 40-13. So I think North Texas wins this game. I'm with Swag Bear. I'm going to take money line. North Texas offense is averaging over 42 points a game in their last 5 conference games. They're rolling. I think they keep it rolling. And also, for anyone that might not want to go with me and Swag Bear and take the money line and would rather go with North Texas +6, North Texas 7-3 against the spread this season. UAB is 3-6 against the spread. North Texas.
Good intel tip. Murph, what do you think?
Give me the Blazers of Birmingham at home. Dwayne McBride, they're going to pound it 25 times. Keep that offense on the sideline. And I think the Blazers win it at home. Dwayne McBride had 19 rushes, 141 yards, 2 touchdowns last week. I know it was in a loss. I just don't think I don't think North Texas is as good as UTSA.
Yeah, I can't believe UAB has lost as much as they've lost already this year.
Yeah.
I mean, they got one of the worst records in the conference. I think North Texas can still Bill Clark, I'm with you.
Crap. Sorry, Bill Clark.
It's all right. I was like, what are you talking about? North Texas, I think, can still lose this game and still play for the championship because they've got the tiebreaker against Western. I think UAB is going to win. No apparent reason. Looks like a lot of big spreads in Conference USA. Do you guys see anything weird happening? Go ahead, Swag. Charlotte.
Oh,
no.
No. After speaking with Jeff before the show, I think Middle should be able to handle Charlotte. But I do see an upset on this board here. I'm going to take your grain of rice and turn them into a bag of rice. I think they go to Western Kentucky and they win.
Tell you what, their
Western
QB
Kentucky's going to start
dropped a dime.
I just think Western Kentucky's going to start tampering off here near the end. I know what they did to Charlotte. I know. But Rice is not Charlotte.
You got the Shula Bowl, FAU at FIU.
How do we feel about that home dog? 15.5. It's now up to 16 for
you have a current hurricane watch down there in South Florida at the moment, so potential for weather, which I don't think it necessarily helps FAU, but it certainly doesn't help FIU.
Yeah. There's just FIU's just all over the place week to week. I can't go with them.
They're close, Jeff. They really are close. They're figuring out. I mean, they haven't won to having a little breakthrough, winning some games. This conference, you're going to lose. You're going to lose next year. You're going to lose Charlotte, UAB, UTSA, North Texas. Other than everybody getting their ass kicked by Liberty, I mean, it's going to be even more wide open.
Valid point.
Anyway, moving on to the MAC. The MAC, guys, the MAC is stupid. Ohio, Bowling Green, and Buffalo are all sitting there 4-1. Buffalo already has the head-to-head win against Bowling Green. Ohio has the head-to-head win against Buffalo. Bowling Green and Ohio play the final week of the season. And then you got this week, you got Toledo and Ball State playing Tuesday night for first place in the MAC West. Toledo, 11.5-point favorites at home. Swag Bear, who you got?
There's no question that Toledo's going to win this ball game. I think everybody here is going to agree to that as well. I don't see how Ball State could possibly win. I'm more looking at all the games and confirming my reasoning why the MAC is better than the Mountain West.
Well, while you're doing that, I'll go over this game, Swag Bear. So, no updates right now on if Toledo quarterback DeQuan Finn's going to play or not. He was out there last game 2 weeks ago against Eastern Michigan. But backup quarterback Tucker Gleason played well. So I think regardless of who's the starting quarterback in this game, I think Toledo is going to win this game at home. Ball State's offense, they've just struggled. They've struggled to score points recently. They've only scored 21 points a game in their last 4 games, and Toledo's offense has scored 39.5 points in their last 4 games. So I don't think Ball State's going to be able to score enough points and keep up with them. So Toledo at home wins.
Murph?
Yeah, I mean, I echo everything Tip just said. I think that offense, whether it's Finn or not, can score points, and I don't think Ball State can keep up.
They're going to have to – Toledo's going to have to stop Ball State's got that little running back, Carson Steele. He's a baller now. But they're going to have to shut him down. I think if Finn plays, I like 11.5. If he doesn't play, I like it a little bit closer than that.
Is Ball State more been like ground and pound? I feel like that's what we've talked about. They run the ball like 20-something times with that guy.
Well, he had, let's see, he had 29 rushes for 192 yards and a touchdown last week.
Yeah, that answers that question.
You still looking over? You have your facts for us yet on why the MAC is better than the Mountain West?
No, I don't have time to go over all that.
He doesn't have time.
We're on a tight ship.
Rest of these games, it's all 1 or 2 or 2.5 point spreads. They're all big games. I mean, nobody can slip up. So,
I do want to give a shout out to Ohio. What they've done this season with Coach Tim Alvin. You know, he came in last year, middle of the summer, took over that team after Sulich retired. I think Coach Sulich is his name. He retired suddenly, and he had a horrible season llast year, going like 3-9. And then this year, what he has been able to do with this team, they're just a team of destiny, I feel like. So I really like them over Miami, Ohio tomorrow night. -1. I just think that this is the team to beat, Ohio, that is. And I think they're going to take care of Miami, Ohio tomorrow night.
Well, I remember when we went on that MAC on the CSC podcast with those MAC guys, we were talking about Ohio, and we were talking about him being on the hot seat. And then, you know, because he had been there, not necessarily you were saying, give him time, it's only been a year, but then everybody was saying, well, yeah, but he's been on the staff forever.
That's right.
But
he's doing a hell of a job, man.
Yeah, he's turned it around.
I said he's got probably, in my opinion, the best quarterback in the MAC now. So that game's going to be fun to watch. That's going to be a classical MAC-tion tomorrow night.
Yeah, we got all of these are going to be good. Tuesday, Wednesday, we got 2 days of good football from the MAC. Mountain West is getting a little bit interesting. Boise plays Wyoming next week. That could decide the Mountain Division. San Jose State, who's been rolling, they need Fresno to slip up because Fresno has the head-to-head wins over both San Jose State and San Diego State. So you really got Boise and Wyoming, and then you got everybody hoping Fresno loses a game. But San Jose State at San Diego State, it's your home dog, Murph. What do you think? I'll go to you first.
I'm taking the Spartans of San Jose State. I am turned off completely by the Aztecs on this news of them trying to go to the Pac-12. I'm spurned. And I don't – did you say Aztecs? That's a pretty good one. I don't want to. I'm going San Jose State. I think they're the better team, anyways. So I'm not taking this home dog, especially with them trying to leave.
Yeah, San Diego State. Preseason, I thought they were going to be a lot better. They're still really
too.
good on defense. I thought the quarterback play was going to be a lot better. It's still not really there. San Jose State's been rolling. I'm with you on that. You guys, Jesse, Tip, you guys got anything else on that game?
I like what Murph just said there. I'm going to agree with him. Statistically, when a group of 5 team announces they're going to the Power 5, statistically, percentage-wise, they lose the following week. So I'm going to take San Jose State over the Aztecs. I think that I don't see it happening for them. So San Jose State -1.5. Take it, or leave it.
Well, Jesse, according to Tipton, the lie detector test, it proves that was a lie.
Just the way he said it, he didn't have any examples, no proof, no facts.
We don't have time. We're on a tight ship here. We got to go.
I need numbers. I need facts. No, speaking of numbers, speaking of numbers in this game, offensive points again. San Jose State has scored 29 points a game in their last 5 games. San Diego State's only scored 19 points on offense in the last 5 games. So I don't think San Diego State's offense can keep up. I don't think they scored enough points to get Shevin Condero and San Jose State's offense. So I got San Jose State winning this game pretty big.
Yeah, I like it. Moving on to the Sun Belt. Coastal's pretty much got the East in the bag. Troy still has to keep winning, because if they slip up, South Alabama's going to slip in there. But it's really a matter of who's going to host right now, whether it be Coastal or Troy / South Alabama. Coastal, they got Southern Miss and James Madison left, so they would have to lose both of those, and Georgia State would have to win out. And Georgia State still mathematically in this thing, believe it or not.
They've been looking pretty good, too.
And then Troy, you would think, has, they've got Monroe and Arkansas State left in the conference. You'd think they'd be fine, but you never know. They've been playing everybody close. But you guys, looking at these games, I mean, none of them head-to-head have a whole lot of implications. I'm looking Southern Miss. You guys think they got a chance at Coastal? Anybody?
Yeah, Steeple told me not to bet on them, and there's no chance I would bet on them. I'm pretty much on the Coastal train for the remainder of this season. I think the Coastal's going to handle business.
Southern Miss has been too inconsistent from week to week. Betting wise, I would stay away from this game. They might lose by 20 points. Coastal might only win this game by a field goal, but I think Coastal wins that game at home.
Coastal has now shown that they do perform under pressure. I mean, they have had the bullseye on them now for like 3 years, and they just keep winning.
Grayson McCall, he's the constant. A little surprising, Louisiana's 3-point favorites against Georgia Southern.
I thought that was interesting too, because I hate it for them. There ain't gonna be nobody there.
Yeah.
At that game, Thursday night, they're gonna have every excuse in the world. All of a sudden, now they're all Brian Kelly and LSU fans. He's the savior.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I didn't even realize that. That's wild. Yeah,
maybe take
Georgia Southern for sure.
Georgia Southern money line might probably get some pretty good odds.
Dude.
Yeah. Has that moved at all, Tip? Are you looking at the lines right now?
No, it's still at 3.
That's nuts.
Wow,
that's barnacles. I want to call out a game here, and this particular team probably thinks I'm just trolling. Thinks I troll them and I pick against them, and it's not anything against them. I like Marshall at home against App State. I said it. I think App State is trending down. That ship is sinking. I think they need to start rebuilding for next year. It's
I was just about to say I'm nervous. I'm nervous for App State in that game. Marshall coming off
right here,
12-0, 12-0 win. I mean, shut out Old Dominion. So a little nervous, especially just the way App State's defense has been playing just makes me nervous. I'm not worried.
Marshall will have fans in that stadium. They will be there for that.
They will,
and they are going to be loud. And all you got to do, and not all you have to do, because App State does have some receivers and they can't throw the ball. I was going to say stop the run, but if you can slow down Cam Peoples and Nate Noel and whoever the hell that other guy is, you got a shot.
Well, Jeep Wade and Sean Clark need to spend a lot of time Tuesday with that offensive line and light a fire under that ass, and they just need to run I mean, they just need to
Yeah.
pound the rock. Get to the App State blue collar identity, and they'll be fine. But anyway, that's all we got for you guys tonight. You guys make sure you hit like and subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Share this with your friends, your family. You guys keep calling the hotline. We're getting a couple new callers every episode, so we appreciate that. We appreciate the interactions. Remember, try to leave your best in your first shot. We'll try to limit everybody to one voicemail. Keep them short, sweet. Talk your best trash, and be on with it. And then you guys make sure you follow us on all the social platforms at Group of Five Guys. Go to groupof5guys.com. Buy some swag. That's all we got for you. We got Maction Tuesday, Wednesday. We got football all week. We're out of here.